They cutting off welfare, and they think crime is rising now. You got whites killing blacks, cops killing blacks.
As it's a must, I stress us. I say we when I speak. We got a lot of problems right now that we need to correct in order for us to progress. We need to be thinking about building ourselves as a nation, coming together, bringing all our talents and all the things that we have as far as understanding and getting our own point of view. We can be black people united just with a common cause, because right now we don't have that. We don't have no agenda of our own. Whatever these people prescribe, we usually accepting and we going along with the program. But the program haven't benefited us, and right now we look like we're not even serious about where we're trying to be in the next 10 years. Economically, our economic structure is so fragile that if any part of it was to be subtracted from the equation, we would go into economic chaos and everything would get a lot worse in these streets. A lot more people would not have, and poverty is the leading factor for all the crime that goes on. To the point that we need to start educating ourselves on how to do things for ourselves and stop allowing people to dictate to us because they didn't put us in a situation that we can't think ourselves out of. It's with understanding and education from ourselves that we're going to progress and we're going to get further along than where we are right now. It's just a lot of people out here that's prescribing what has been prescribed, and up until this point, it hasn't done what we needed to do, so we should get off of that medicine. There's no way we should be still going to the doctor for the same thing and he's still prescribing the same medicine and we taking it and we still having the same outcome. Because that doctor might not be prescribing the right medicine for us, or he might not be diagnosing us right. And at this point, we got to believe that we are intentionally being deceived and misled in order for others to capitalize on our ignorance. But in order for us to capitalize on ourselves and look at ourselves as resources, we need to understand what economically we need to do for ourselves and what we need to do as far as coming together to build this nation. Now, this nation is no more than a common ground of people, which is the same as the nation that can claim to be America. So at this point, we look at it as all we doing is correlating with each other and making sure that we can relate with one another on the same common ground. The common ground is we all stuck in the same situation unless we change. And unless we understand where we need to take ourselves, we're going to be stuck with somebody else and their beliefs. And at this point, everything is to be questioned. They got this thing out saying DTA don't trust anybody, and that's what the world wants. They don't want us to trust nobody, so we won't trust ourselves and trust that we have the understanding and the know-how to make a lot of other things happen for ourselves. Once we get to understanding, and once we understand that we have our own agenda, we can start working toward that, everybody doing what they can to make everything come together, and that's a plan. In order to have a plan, though, we have to have some type of instructions and guidelines and rules and regulations that need to be followed in order for everything to come together. As far as out here in these streets, we need to kind of slow it down with the killing, because at this point, that might be the person that's going to save your life in a real combat situation. And if we're talking about combat, it's when economically nations dwindle and they go into economic collapse, that all the bad stuff start happening when people start fighting and you have turmoil amongst each other. Well, we already in a place where we stuck in turmoil with each other, so now we need to learn how to correlate with one another and get together and work together to the point to where we start making things around us look a little different. And that's just our own point of view. We can no longer accept what people say we are, or the way they describe us on TV. We gotta sometimes put ourselves on TV and show something different. Now, the fact that we might look a certain way and the fact that we may dress a certain way, none of that should be relevant to what's coming out of our mouth or the information that we're able to give to another person, especially if it's vital and useful to their situation. I just want to encourage everybody who see this to take the time to think about what's being said. Think about it in your own head, because you need to be conscious, you should be conscious, and you should want to be conscious. At this point, as a black man, it's all about being conscious. One.
You recognize what you know to be a fact. You know, some of the things, some of the tactics that we using right now, hey, they done been used up. I'm saying you can't get black people to rally behind black politicians no more.
And why is that?
It's been used up. Black politicians then got in office and ain't did what they were supposed to do or what they said they would do, and man, you can only go on hope. You can only keep throwing hope out the window so much before you hopeless. And like, man, I don't even believe they gonna do what they supposed to do. So to come down and try to, you know, gain the trust of the community, I think you do yourself an injustice, almost undermining what you're trying to do by coming down there with politics first. You know, let's come down there and let's just talk to people. You know, yeah, we all getting together. This how we feel. You know, walk in the barbershop, whoop-de-whoop. Hey, yeah, hey, y'all recognizing how all this stuff going? You know what I'm saying? And just start a dialogue with them like that, to the point where you start making everybody aware of what's going on if they not aware. For those that are aware, they might be willing to even speak about it, to the point where now you even got people talking on a regular about all the things that's happening, opposed to, yeah, every now and then somebody come through and speak about it, but it's a dead issue. You know, but like I said, you can't just run down there with politics.
So, you got any ideas on how you can catch the attention of black people as a whole?
Yeah, I mean,
since that formula has been proven to be ineffective.
I say yeah, but it's unproven as well. You know, I just feel like, you know, if we use some of the things that got their minds gone right now, like, you could use music. A lot of the times it's the rhythm that catch them or have them liking the song before it's the lyrics, and because they listen to that rhythm so much, they ears pick up the words and then they begin to mimic the lyrics, but a lot of time it be the rhythm. So I think we can use that. You know, I feel like this right here, you know, not saying just DVD wise, but this form of media, putting it on television, you know, airing it over like, you know, different airways, because, you know, they use television these days to brainwash a lot of our kids. You know, so let's use the same thing. We can't get rid of it. We can't stop. Let's be honest, we're not about to stop everybody from watching television. So let's start putting stuff in front of them on their television that's gonna make them see us. You know, they getting bombarded with all these ideas of what these people want them to believe, opposed to what we all should be recognizing as truth, because we live it.
And there's a lesson that I learned while I died, so I open up my mind to you and share what's inside. I know it's hard to understand when you just here for the ride. Every day that I open my eyes, it's a blessing. There's a lesson that I learned while I died, so I open up my mind.
All right. Today, September 23rd. First off, I want to say yesterday was a good day. I had to bury my daughter, but everything went well, and thanks for everybody's support, especially my family. Speaking of family, today, September 23rd again, I want to say a happy birthday to one of my oldest brothers, Andre. What's that, Andre? Thanks, man. Keep asking me why you always have your shirt off. Well, in this society, is without a doubt, when you see a person without their shirt on, he without a doubt got to be a male child, you know. And with all the confusion going on with, you know, the gender bending and people changing, you know, who they are, who they came here as to be who they want to be. You know, I just want to continue to let people know I am who I am. I'm a man first and foremost. You know, secondly, I just come back from running. Yeah, just got my 2 miles in. Just let people know we need to try and get ourselves in shape mentally and physically. We got a lot of overweight people, and at this point, man, we got into a physical altercation. Most time we can't defend ourselves without a gun. You know, we need to try to get away with, you know, always feeling like you need a gun to defend yourself. You know, if you're in shape, you can stop anybody from doing you any harm. You know, I just want to give y'all a little bit of, you know, what was on my mind at this time, and, you know, keep it moving. One.
President Jackson did it in this country. Let's do it again, and maybe we'll do it right. Do it month by month.
Okay, that's the passive conservative. I don't know about her.
Well, I'm just going off of straight facts that they presided.
She must be a Republican. She was talking bad about Obama. Her right here, that's the gay female that's representing the minority.
$2 trillion. Double while George W. Bush was in office, and he passed the policies and started the wars.
And in 3 years, wait a minute, 3 years, Obama's accumulated more debt than Bush did in 8.
And there wasn't even
The point is this, Sean. The point is this: the president needs to lead on this issue, not scare on this issue. Let's see leadership. Let's not have it go down.
Once again, the white man. He talking about leadership.
Democrats say that here.
You know, like it or not, in this country, companies
And the black that don't like Obama, and the gay that support him because he done passed a lot of gay legislation. Telling you.
I'm not saying that.
It was on Fox News. Gotta know what's on TV when you watch. And you gotta take the time to watch some of this shit too.
Do you have any suggestions for those who want to go into political arena and feel like they can affect change that way?
Well, listen, the thing about political arenas is you are representing the masses. You are supposed to be a representation of the masses. Those who came together and said, yeah, I would like this person to represent me, vote you in the office. But we're not together. So until we become a mass, until we can bring all these different separate black, you know, entities into one, then we're not gonna really get the voting power that we would if we already had a mass of people, and then we say, okay, everybody, this is what we're doing. You know, they already know we're all trying to be on one page, opposed to, well, let's try and get everybody on this one page with this voting thing, and one person ain't gonna say the right thing for everybody. So they're not gonna appeal to everybody through that nature. But if everybody understand that we putting this person here for this reason, you throw their politics that person, you know, the rhetoric that they might have to speak, you know, in running and campaigning, you throw that out the window, because you understand that y'all are doing this because of the rhetoric that y'all speaking, and this person is only going to be a representative of y'all in that arena. So you only putting yourself or a person like yourself in that position.
We don't hold politicians accountable for the rhetoric that they spew.
But how can we? I mean, like I just said, some of us are so dumbed down that some of the rhetoric that they use, some of the words that they tell us, some of the things that, you know, they come down there promising, it sound good, and they may even hint toward going in that direction, but they never fulfill it, and they still satisfied. You know, some of them are caught up in the fact that, you know, hey, I voted for you because of your color, and just to see you there is monumental. You know, it's momentous. Like, you know, hey, black people have gained something when, you know, if you can't represent yourself, then you leave it up to somebody else to represent you. And how can somebody else, you know, represent you better than yourself?
I seen George Lopez interview when he was on CNN, and it really, really, really rubbed me the wrong way.
Why is that?
because deep down inside, as a black man, I always knew that certain minorities have a certain angle that they will press. And he was basically saying, it's all about us. Fuck the others. And I can't get mad at him because, hey, he represents his demographic to the T. But I'm angry toward us that we ain't got more people like that standing up for us. Cause
well,
we already getting surpassed, as they say, as the
he can get on TV right now and state stuff like that because, hey, as much as they get on TV and talk down against those Mexicans about being illegals and stuff, man, come on, they really trying to make them legal. You know, and in doing so, you know, you gotta make sure that they unified too.
See this media shit? Shit serious. Motherfuckers got their own channel. You see up top is MSNBC, which, you know, they tend to favor the Democrats. And if I turn to channel 42, that'll be Fox News, which tends to be liberals and conservatives, leaning more toward the Republicans. And all they do is shoot this propaganda out, left and right. That's it. And make people think that them the only two choices that they got.
And I'm just using this here because this is what gospel has become. Yeah? This is gospel music now, you heard me? Man, it's fucking pathetic, man. And that's the bounce channel, supposed to be for us, by us, huh? Oh, my bad. TV our way.
The show continues in just a moment.
Don't harass me in my neighborhood. If you looking for people that got warrants, man, drop them down the street. I'm saying. Well, are you posting up in any other neighborhoods like this? And if so, are they crime-infested neighborhoods? You know, this ain't supposed to be where you actually coming through sweeping. You supposed to just be, you know, if you pull somebody over or something, they supposed to, you know, get checked to see if they got any warrants. But, man, y'all posted up in the hood, man. That's dirty right there, though. But it's cool.
Games. 150 days of games.
He's cleverer than I thought.
Clever. The whole of Rome would be laughing at him. They weren't so afraid of his Praetorian.
Fear and wonder, a powerful combination.
You really think that people are going to be seduced by that?
I think he knows what Rome is. Rome is the mob. You conjure magic for them and they'll be distracted. We take away their freedom, and still they'll roar. The beating heart of Rome is not the marble of the Senate, it's the sand of the Colosseum.
bless you.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Is the one I kill, and I feel that the marker should be first and gold. And I got the ball, of course, going in the skull. Nigga, what's my motherfucking name? Well, it don't matter. What's this shit up in my hand? A piece of chrome matter. And I just had me a blunt and a cup of that gin. Don't get scared now, motherfucker. You in trouble, my friend. I'm warning ya, I'm telling ya. I head buzzers up in your area. Don't stand, you better be bailing, bruh. I holler till bullets gonna
I didn't know men could build such things.
Win the crowd.
You order the
Universal right, man.
huh? It's like order.
If I tell you your right hand, which one you gonna pick up? Your left?
That's what I want to do.
But you would be going against grain. You would be going against what is prescribed. What is already a universal given by everybody that this is the right hand. So when they say raise your right hand in court.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
I get what you're saying now.
Exactly. So right is already a universal thing that everybody accepts. But can you accept direction that's going to take you further? Because it ain't given by me. It's given by life. Whatever takes you away from where you trying to really go.
Whatever take you away.
Any negative that prohibits you from going where you're supposed to be going, that's wrong.
But it still goes to the question, what is negative?
Anything that negates productivity, direction, purpose, moving forward, anything that negates that has to be wrong if you're trying to accomplish that. Anything that negates that, opposes that, has to be wrong. As if you got direction.
A mind thing.
Man, but the mind is nothing but decisions that you gotta make in order to achieve what you trying to accomplish. Now, what direction? What direction?
Right.
That becomes the question. What direction are you trying to go in? What's your purpose?
Everything.
Everything can't be your purpose.
Why not?
Because everything consists of backwards and forwards, and if you was going backwards and then you turn around and went forward, and if you went backwards and you went forward, then you would go nowhere. Life don't stop. Life always going. Life is constant motion.
But you still going somewhere.
No, you're not.
Yes, you is.
No, if you take 2 steps forward and then you take 2 steps back, it gets you nowhere.
Who's wrong to trick somebody?
Oh man, don't you see the world?
Huh?
Yeah, don't you see the world?
I'm just saying. Hey, that was a pretty good answer to that one. You think? I think too.
But
don't you see the world?
But you
he didn't ask why, and that's a whole nother question. But who would? You don't see the world? Man, the world is full of deception, man. It's the lies that have been created, man. That's
it's only if you let them lies get you.
See, there we go. I told you this shit last week when you
if
said that
let,
allowed shit.
Only if you allow. Now, what did we say out there?
The only thing can free you from the bondage of a lie is, now do you allow the truth to be present? Or do you accept the truth when it's present? To allow the truth to be present, I don't know. I don't know if that's allowed. Everything in your head is something that's constituting outside of it.
But you didn't do the math.
I'm saying the math is your senses that gives this one thing perception. So yeah, you can add it up. You done smelt it, you done heard it, you done felt it, you done tasted it. You know what I'm saying? You done touched it. So you think you know what it is, but do you really? Is your perception? Do you use your senses? Do you make sense? If not, then maybe not. We're going to negate all of that. Maybe not. Maybe you don't have understanding like you should because you don't use your senses to gain a clear perception of what's in front of you. And if you don't know what's in front of you, you may be mistaken. And a mistake can cost you time. Because time is yet something that always moves forward. Have you ever seen it go back? That's why you know it's only one direction to go with this. Mother Earth and her companions.
But if it's for
they
good,
like your parents. You really can't defy what they, because they control you.
If you're doing good.
What is good?
For greater good.
No. You just said two words just then. You said for the great of good. For the great of good?
Yeah.
Or is great better than good?
Don't really matter.
Oh yeah, it does. It allows you to know which direction you should go. See, because if you think great is right here, and you think good is up here, those who say I'm good, they're not going to shoot for great. But if they knew great was up here, and they said I'm good, they know they still had distance to go to get to great. See, that's direction. See, if you think great back here, you think you good, you think you ahead of the game, man, that ain't good, dog. I'm saying because we strive to be great. God is great. I'm just going to say that one phrase.
God is good.
Oh, man. God is good to people, but God, He great. God is good to people, but God is great. Can we all say we great? And then you might say you might be God, and damn, I don't know if people ready to hit out. I don't know if people are ready. I don't know if people ready to accept that. You might be able to go in every church and collect money if you God, because they collect the money for you. All that's your money. How you choose to spend it. Your congregation. Think about that. Think about that. Think about it. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money owed to you. If you say you God, I'm saying if you great, if you can get the grant, I mean it's tax free too, huh? Voila, the lottery. What you do with it though, God? I wonder what God do with all that money.
Shit, but He don't need money.
What you mean? His flock need money. You're right, God don't need money. God don't operate with money. But his flock need money.
You're right about that.
Man, that's just direction. That's just direction that I'm choosing to see how shit could go. You know, that's what I be thinking about sometimes.
Right.
You know.
But shit.
I'm gonna step away from good.
Money was never in God's philosophy.
Understand? When God was here, when God's presence was here,
Jesus was homeless.
He relied.
I
don't want to get into that one.
He relied on the kindness of others.
Let's cut that man out. Let's cut that man out. Let's talk about when God was present.
Okay.
Everything was good.
And He said no money. It was no money. There's no such thing as money.
But if God is to return, no, He gonna return under conditions that ain't like He was, like they were when He left. So money, the root of all evil, may exist.
Not to Him though.
It does.
Money exists.
Now how He use it? See, that's a different thing. Because money makes money.
Right.
So if you got all that money and you had your mind, I'm saying that wouldn't matter to you because you can make just as much money as they could print. Everything you say would be paid for. Right. I'm saying your word is money.
Right.
They getting paid off your word, so whenever you speak your word, that's money. So you really don't worry about money, but you're going to get it just to show them what you do with it for real. Because that's how you gain control over the world.
Right.
Of course. Without spilling blood. Man, that's knowledge.
Pretty much.
Hey, man, I'ma holler at y'all, man.
All right.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Straight soldier, all you wanted to be. A soldier, all you wanted to be. soldier like me. All he wanted to be a soldier, all he wanted to be a soldier.